Jack, how much are you looking forward to playing in this game on Saturday and experiencing this rivalry for yourself?
I'm super excited. I know the environment's going to be amazing. I know there's going to be tons of Utah fans, tons of BYU fans, and I'm excited to be able to hopefully come out on top and show Cougar Nation what we're about. But growing up watching I know it's going to be an exciting and impactful game.
How do you handle the emotions of games like this when you've been in rivalries or other things? Because sometimes you get a little jacked up, and sometimes guys get a little carried away. How do you handle that?
I'd say just try to stay grounded, know that it's just another game. I know, like, for a lot of fans and different people, it's going to be, like, bigger than another game, but at the end of the day, we're going out there playing football with the same guys. So just trying to stay grounded and know that we've done this before.
Take our next questions from Jake Hatch and then Mitch Harper.
Jack, you've probably been asked this a million times. You grew up in this state. Has it been a rivalry you've watched all your life, or is it one you kind of ignored?
I've definitely watched it. Like you said, growing up in Kearns, I've always watched the rivalry year in, year out, and it's been something that I'm excited to playing in this year and seeing all the emotions and how the fans get impacted by this. I'm super excited.
Were you on one side or the other growing up at all?
No, I just watch both.
I also want to ask one other quick question on the defensive side of things. You guys have seen a major uptick in your tackles for loss, sacks, etc. this season. What's led to that?
I think the coach is coaching us up correctly, and then also the players being willing to take those coaching points. All the coaches do a great job at implementing different drills and things of that such to help us on game day, and all the players have done a great job at accepting that coaching and producing it on Saturday.
Jack, what were the areas of focus during the bye week to get ready for this game week for the defense last week?
Just getting our bodies back and our minds right. Obviously, it wasn't a super physical week, so we were all just focused on getting our bodies healthy and then also staying in the film room, getting that extra work so that our minds are ready for Saturday.
We'll take our next questions from Sean Walker and then Jay Drew.
Yeah, guys, just wondering if I could zoom in a little bit. You mentioned how you've grown up around the rivalry, coming from across the Salt Lake Valley and Kearns and everything, and didn't really get too far into it one side or the other. But do you remember your first experience with the rivalry game, like how old you were, maybe the first game you went to, or just kind of your first moment of like, okay, this is it in the state?
Oh, that's a great question. I think the first time I remember it, I was probably about 14. Because growing up, I raced BMX, so I wasn't like super into football. So I think the first time I really watched a rivalry was I was like 14.
Hey, Jack, a couple questions for you. You told me one time your sister goes to the University of Utah, or is she graduated from there, or?
Yeah, she's graduated now.
Okay. Is she going to be cheering for you or the Utes?
Of course, me, because she's family.
And then I want to ask you about you've got Gary Anderson and Coach Chad and Jay Hill, just a lot of guys that coached at Utah. Have they passed anything on to you about what the game means to them, or have they even brought it up?
They touched on it a little bit, just like how big a game it is for both sides. They haven't really got too in-depth about it because at the end of the day it is another game. They don't want people overthinking it or getting out of their mental space. So overall they told us about it, but haven't gone too in-depth about it.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Sorry, Jared, did you have any more questions?
Yeah, I've got a couple for you, Jack. Just what have you seen from Utah's offense? I know they've had struggles, but you've had a little time to look at it. What have you seen as you guys have broken it down to prepare for this game?
They've got a lot of weapons. They got a big O-line up front that's physical. The whole offense is going to be physical. They got some receivers that make plays. So it's going to be a tough game for us. We know that they're a great team, and we're going to have to bring our A game. They've had 2 weeks to prepare like we have, so we know we're going to get their best shot, and we're looking forward to it.
I imagine you also had a chance to watch a little football over the weekend. There were some upsets, particularly in the Big 12. Is that kind of another just reminder, hey, we got to be on our A game or we could be in trouble just like these other teams ran into?
Yeah, for sure. Like we've seen with college football this whole year, that anyone can win on any day. So if you don't bring your A game or look over any team, that's going to be the day that you get got. So we have to make sure that we prepare for every game like it's the biggest and go from there.
All right, Jack, that's all the questions we have for you today. Thanks so much for
All
being
right.
here.
Thank you, guys.